Hello Tokusatsu community and welcome back to Toku Topics. Today we're going to be taking a look at not one, but two Sentai Gears. Although I guess technically it's one Sentai Gear because it's just two different versions of the same gear. But this is the Kiramager Sentai Gear and the Super Red version of the Kiramager Sentai Gear that just recently came out here. And it worked out really well that both versions of them arrived on the same day, so we can go ahead and take a look at them here. So these are released in different methods than like Candy Toy or Gashapon or things like that. They're a little bit more quote-unquote difficult to get. I got mine from Toku Collectibles as usual with Sentai Gears like these ones. So we have this one here first, the Kiramager Gear, the regular version of it, the one that just looks like any typical old Sentai Gear. Now it's in this little baggie because the way you had to get this one was with apparel items. So you could have bought there was underwear you could have bought, there was some kids shorts you could have bought, there was an adult t-shirt that will be out in May, which is like probably your only option for getting anything that would actually be able to fit someone that isn't a Japanese child, but you know, at least there is that kind of method. But that is the only way they're releasing the regular version of the gear, so if you're collecting all the Sentais and you want all the regular versions, you're going to have to get that. But then the Super Red version of the gear, which is in this box here, came with this Let's Play with Kiramager Zenkaiger magazine that just came out here. And as you can see, Super Red Kiramager Gear front and center there with Jewel sitting right there. So that looks really great, and we'll take a little look at the insides of this magazine. On the back, it's just an ad for the Gearliner toy, which is right here, because we will be testing the gears out in there, of course. And there will be a volume 2 of this magazine in May that would be coming with the Let's Play with Gearliner gear. We have no idea what that gear actually is yet, but I pre-ordered it, so we'll see what it ends up being. I'll take a look at it here. So let's go and open up these gears, take a look at the magazine, and see what they do in the Gearliner. Oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't realize, I thought this was going to open like a typical box, but it actually opens like a little book. See, why do they do this? Look at this. You see this giant box, right? You open it up like a little book. This entire top is completely empty. Here's the gear. Like, what? What is the idea behind that? There's this one. Basically the exact same packaging for the Super Red one as the regular one. It's just, you know, it was in the little box. Yeah, I do not understand that. Oop, knocking stuff over. Alright. There we go. There are two Kiramager gears, but of course, before we take a look at them in detail, we're just going to look at this book here for a minute. So, it's a cool looking little magazine. It's very small. It's not like a full Telebikun or anything like that. But there's some fun pages in here that I really liked. Where was it? There was one in here that was really neat. It shows all of the Kikaioids that we've seen in the show so far. I just thought this was really cool. Just seeing all their different like faces, and you know, it's fun looking at the Kikaioids because they actually use a lot of like reused monster pieces from not even just Sentai but Rider as well, actually. So we have the evil ones there too and everything. So that's pretty neat. And then another page that was really neat was, well, there's this one, which is kind of one of those spot the difference pages. You can see on the bottom there that they have things like Shishi Red Orion, or not Shishi Red Orion, Shishi Red Pegasus is there when he's not Pegasus at the top, you know, things like that. That's kind of fun. But one really cool page was, or which one was it? This page. This page has a bunch of Sentai gears on it, and it was our very first time we ever got to see the Kyuranger gear, and our better first look at the Go Busters gear. So this was the very first time we ever saw a Kyuranger gear. So that was pretty neat. And that's really all there is for this. I mean, you know, obviously we're buying it for the gear, so let's go ahead and take a look at the gear. Alright, so here's our two Kiramager gears. And, I mean, they look exactly what you would expect them to look like. A regular version Sentai gear with the black and the gold, and a Super Red, where it's just that, but it's all red. So, you can see here, I will show it off, though, in the Gearliner, but they have the exact same notches on the sides, so they will produce the exact same sound. For all intents and purposes, they are the exact same gear, just a different color. Even on the back here, you can see they are both a B-type gear, which means these are actually deluxes. So that's interesting. because Gashapons would be a V and Candy Toys are a C. So these are actually our first, technically, deluxe Legend Sentai Gears, which is kind of interesting. And then they also both feature that gear number 60 up there. So gear number 60, where is it? Gear number 60. So, oh, and of course, the carrot logo on the back, the Kiramager symbol, which is looking pretty, as you know, all shiny and chrome. But let's go ahead and we'll do the first one. Actually, that's how we'll do this. We'll do the first transformation, the hero side with the regular gear, and then we'll do the Kikai side with the super red. I feel like that makes a pretty good amount of sense. We'll roll the name. The attack sound. So this is one that produces that vehicle sound, which is one of the sounds I couldn't do in my video that I released this past Friday on the sound theory, and now I can, so that's kind of neat. We'll do the finisher. Alrighty, now we'll take the super red version and do the Kikai side, so flipping it upside down. We can roll the team name again. And the finisher. Alrighty, so that is what both of the Kiramager Sentai Gears do in the Gear Laner. They do Legend Sentai sounds. It also makes sense that the Super Red one would do the same thing as the regular one. But that's all I have for this little review of the two Kiramager Gears on Toku Topics here. Like I said, these are released via magazine and apparel items, so in terms of Legend Sentais, it is going to be relatively difficult to track down the Kiramager Gears, especially as time goes on. You can skip the Super Red version, although technically that one's actually the easier one to get. The apparel one is going to be a lot difficult, especially since it is a main looking gear, so like, you know, people are going to want to collect it to try to get the full set of just the regular looking gears. I think it would have been more beneficial if they would have swapped the two around, make the apparel one the Super Red one, because not as many people might want to do a full set of those, and so, you know, kind of make that one a little bit more special. But this is the way that they did it, and this is the way we got it. So that's all I have on these two really cool looking Sentai gears. It is kind of strange that they made the most recent Sentai a pretty difficult one to actually get their gears of. I feel like that's kind of weird. Should have been a different Sentai, or, you know, something else, or one of the special sounds or something. But yep, I'm done with that. That is the Kiramager regular gear and the Kiramager Super Red gear. Thank you guys for watching this video. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at two different places, at Living Ranger Key or at Lightning Fig PR. And until next time, Zenroku Zenkai.